Hi, everyone. This afternoon, I want to go over on balance volume a little since I get a lot of questions about it. The unbalanced volume line on this chart is the blue line in the middle here. And as you can see, it can become quite erratic. Now, there are only two constants in the market every day, and that is the open and the close. On balance volume is an accumulated number. And when a stock opens at one price and closes higher, that entire day's volume is added in. If the stock opens and then closes lower, it's subtracted. So the overall view is whether a stock is on balance volume is generally moving higher or moving lower to show you the trend. However, what I use is a 75-day linear regression of that on balance volume. As you can see, it runs through the chart here of price, and it runs through the on balance volume here. In any event, what I use for on balance volume is the distance that it moves away from the mean. In other words, that 75-day linear regression. So this is a chart on Lululemon. And as you can see, it's fairly erratic. On balance volume moving up for periods of time, moving down sharply and consolidating, and then failing again and moving down sharply as the price of the stock moves. What I like to look at is the distance that the on balance volume gets away from the linear regression. As you can see, it doesn't necessarily line up exactly, but it is close. This is a period where it moved about as far to the downside as it has anywhere else. That tells me, not in and of itself, but it does tell me that it's oversold and that there should be a bounce. Whether that bounce turns out to be a new uptrend or not is not known at the time. So here, which is where the on balance volume reached its apex to the downside, there really wasn't a lot of reason to expect a bounce. However, the next day it opened up and then closed on the high. That would be the first signal. If you didn't want to buy it, having moved up essentially $10 that day, you could wait for this consolidation. And that consolidation also came with a higher low on the on balance volume. As the trend continued up and the price went essentially from 125 up to 153, you can see how the on balance volume kept growing and growing and growing until, again, it got about as far away from the linear regression line as it did on the downside. That would have been a clue that it was overbought and would have to have some sort of either consolidation or pullback, which is exactly what happened. Now I'm just going to forward this all the way to the current day so you can see it here again. As you can see, we are massively over, further over than we are to the downside here. And that was a move from 190 up to 235 or so. So right now, we are slightly overbought, but not terribly. So until we see the really excessive move, I would probably be a stand aside. I certainly would not short it, even though it does show to be slightly overbought. I would look for a little clearer reason to get on the short side. I hope this clears it up. Thank you.